Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 7. And this will be my trailer breakdown for The Flash Season 7 Episode 2, titled Speed of Thought. So just like my Superman and Lois trailer breakdown that I did last week, I'll be breaking down the trailer for this, as well as going over some promotional images towards the end of the video. But obviously today we had that awesome premiere for The Flash Season 7, which it was truly amazing. I absolutely loved it. And I have done a review and breakdown for the episode, so if you guys are interested in checking that out, you guys could see it right now at the top right hand corner. And also it is linked in the description down below, so if you guys want to see my review for episode 1, then you can do so by checking that out. And for those wondering where my Superman and Lois review is, that will be coming tomorrow, because I wanted to record my Flash video first, and then that took like a while to do, and I didn't want to do another review adding on that, because that would have taken even more time to do. So I'm like, you know what, I'll just do a trailer breakdown for today. So because of that, my Superman and Lois review will be delayed for tomorrow, because I chose to do this instead. Now, I will not be playing the trailer due to copyright issues, but if you guys have seen the trailer, then great. But if not, I will link it in the description down below so you guys could check it out. Also, I don't want to risk disputing the copyright claim, so it is for the better, I guess. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. So firstly, we have a synopsis to go over, as it does give us a better idea in regards to what to expect for the episode. Now, I have already done a full synopsis breakdown for the synopsis, and I will link that in the description down below if you guys want to check that out as well. So for this one, I will just be going over it like quickly, not more in depth, if you know what I mean. So the synopsis goes as followed. When Barry suddenly gains the power of speed thinking, he attempts to use his new gift to save Iris. While Barry is thrilled with his new power, Cisco is hesitant to trust it. Eva must face a shattering truth. Okay, so first things first, we obviously saw Barry get his speed back last episode. And from the synopsis, we know that Barry will be getting new powers, that of speed thinking. So if we put these two together, this pretty much does confirm that Barry will be getting these new abilities from the new artificial speed force. So these are new abilities that he'll be getting from creating the new artificial speed force. And if he had the original one in his system, he wouldn't have been able to do this. Also, for Eva must be facing a shattering truth, that from last episode, we obviously found out that basically she is a mirror clone as well. She isn't real. The real Eva McCulloch is dead, which it was still very interesting. That was a really cool reveal during that episode. And honestly, I cannot wait to see how this affects her going forward. But onto the trailer breakdown. So this trailer kicks off with Cisco placing Nash's belt, I guess, on some sort of mannequin. Obviously because Nash died a hero from last episode. So they put that up there for some sort of like, a remembrance, which is pretty nice to see. Cisco has returned from his trip to Atlantis, and we know the reason that he traveled to Atlantis in the first place was to gather these some sort of tools to help create this device which could save the people in the Mirrorverse, so Iris, Camilla, and Singh. But we do then see the Flash facing off Mirror Master, and this is their first confrontation since Barry obviously got his speed back, which I cannot wait to see how this plays out. But also, you do see this shot of Caitlyn over here as well, and she just gets blasted away. So Caitlyn is back as well, which is great. It's so good to finally see her back and suited up as well. We do also have Cisco in that same warehouse as well. He has some sort of weapon with him. But obviously Caitlyn is on the ground, so I'm guessing Eva was able to best Caitlyn on a one-on-one and basically knocks her out. Basically Cisco just rushes to Caitlyn to check up on her to see if she's okay. Now while that is all happening, we have Barry say, "It feels like my heart is my enemy's greatest weapon." But what exactly does he mean by this? Is it the fact that Iris is still in the Mirrorverse and Eva is basically mocking Barry about it? She's like, "No, you're not gonna get your wife back," maybe stuff like that. Or is he still grieving over Nash's death? I'm not entirely sure. I'm very interested to see which one it is. But we have Cisco basically, cheering Barry up, and he says, "It's not a weakness, it's what makes you human." But we then have the shot of Barry doing that cool thing with the cowl where he basically touches his earpiece, and then these nanoparticles basically from the cowl emerge and basically form a full mask, which it was really cool to see. As I said during my review, it was kind of like the Tony Stark's bleeding edge suit from Infinity War, but a Flash version of it. Now we then see Barry's speed typing, and this probably has something to do with his speed thinking, I guess, where he's thinking of something, but while he's using the speed thinking ability that he has, he's also speed typing in order to basically find the answer he's looking for much faster. That is what I think is going on. But as Barry says, he knows how to open a portal to the Mirrorverse. We then cut to the shot of the cortex of Star Labs looking pretty different, and as you guys can see, the suit display area they have is looking different. They have some sort of device built, and this probably has something to do with that device that they're building to attempt to travel into the Mirrorverse, whether it works or not. But then we have this shot of Sunshine, I believe, disappearing somewhere by what it looks to be her using her powers. So we obviously know that the black hole mercenaries are not done. They are still out there. So this leads me to believe that this will be the episode where Team Flash officially get rid of the black hole mercenaries. And then for the finale of the Mirror Master arc, that being episode 3, we will only be having the Flash facing off Eva and then her clones and whatever else her plan is. That's what I'm guessing. But we then have Allegra in the Central City Citizen, and she notices that Iris from the Mirrorverse sent this email to Camilla, which we obviously saw during the ending scene of last episode. But as we see over here, it ended up in the real world as well, which is very, very interesting. And I cannot wait to see how this Mirrorverse arc plays out. But we also have Allegra telling Barry that Iris sent a message from the Mirrorverse, in which we then have Barry activating this portal by the looks of it. I'm guessing it will fail, but I'm not entirely sure. But in this warehouse shot, we have Barry and Cisco, and Barry over here is charging at Eva. But as you guys can see, Barry has the tachyon device on him. Now, I don't really have any theories in regards to it at the moment, because whenever I come up with theories, it takes me a while to think of them. So when I just see the trailer and then just do an immediate breakdown of it, I don't really get that many ideas on my head. But we do know that Eva's fractal photons can move at the speed of light. So even when Barry is charging towards Eva in super speed, even if he has his speed back, she can see Barry and sense him coming because of how much faster she is. So my guess would be that Barry is wearing these tachyons to further boost that speed for his connection, and as a result making him faster. But we do then get the shot of Iris in the speed lab as she's screaming as she has her hands out. And in the next shot we do have Barry also in the speed lab, and he's basically tilting his head towards someone. So this is probably when Iris gets out of the Mirrorverse, and basically Barry notices that Iris is back. Who knows? But lastly, we cut to the shot where Eva is at the warehouse, and then she basically uses her hand cannon to basically blast someone, and then we have Barry in Star Labs using his speed to rush out somewhere. So from the last shot, this could be possibly Eva entering Star Labs to basically go after the Flash and the team for basically ruining her plans, and that would lead into episode 3, where we will eventually have the Mirror Master arc coming to a close. Now, I will do a full breakdown of these promo photos in a video coming later this week, but for now I will just do a brief breakdown, because these promo photos are really interesting, which is why I want to go over them. So firstly, we have this image of Barry with some sort of a device on his head. Cisco is basically running some sort of tests on it. This is obviously in reference to Barry's new speed thinking abilities, and Cisco is just examining this new ability and running some tests to make sure it is safe, and basically try and find out how exactly this is happening to him. Because in the synopsis it does mention that Cisco is hesitant for Barry using the speed thinking ability. So that's what I think is going on over here. But we do then cut to the shot of Camilla and Iris reuniting from the outside of the Mirrorverse. They are coming together to find Singh, I believe, to basically plot their escape from the Mirrorverse. But I am very interested to see if it will actually be Barry that is able to get Iris out of the Mirrorverse, or will Iris escape for her own. I'm very interested to see which one it is and how this all plays out. But honestly speaking, I think it would be much better if Iris will be able to find the way to escape the Mirrorverse. I just think it'll be much better like that. But we then have this other shot of Barry in that black hole warehouse, and once again he has the tachyon device on him. And as I said before, we do know that Eva's fractal photons can move at the speed of light. So when Barry is basically charging towards Eva in super speed, she is able to see him. So as I said before, I think Barry is using those tachyon device to basically boost his speed force connection so he could go faster. So it gives Eva a harder time for her to basically dodge the Flash. Basically, that's why I think. I'm not entirely sure. But we also have the shot of Cisco pointing this advanced techie blaster at someone. And by the way guys, I do know the name of that thing that Cisco is holding, but from what I have heard, YouTube don't like it when you mention the name of that specific item. I'm not sure if that is true, but just to be safe, I'm not going to mention it. But I'm guessing he's pointing it at Eva, mainly because he is in Star Labs with it. So why would he be pointing a random weapon in Star Labs? So I'm pretty sure he's pointing at Mirror Master, and Mirror Master has entered Star Labs. That's what I'm guessing. But we then have Barry suited up as the Flash over here, as well as Caitlin in the next shot suited up as Frost. And as I said before, it's great to see Frost back. Obviously we haven't seen her last episode, so this will be our first time of us seeing Frost since the season 6 finale. But in the next shot we then have Iris, and she's staring at someone, which is Barry. So I think this is definitely a shot where Iris gets out of the Mirrorverse and basically West Allen are about to reunite. And we then cut to the shot of Frost and Cisco staring at someone. Once again, it is very hard to tell who that person is, but I'm gonna guess that it is some sort of like, you know, Iris reuniting with all of Team Flash, and it's supposed to be some sort of good to see you back, Iris. I'm not entirely sure. It could just be them talking to Barry as well and basically mentioning how great it is to be back, because obviously we haven't seen Cisco and Frost for a very long time. But lastly, we get the shot of both Iris and Camilla in Star Labs with them escaping the Mirrorverse. But I'm very interested to see if they have Singh with them, because it doesn't look like they do from this shot. But it could also be that something happens to Singh as well. I'm not entirely sure, and that results to Iris and Camilla having to escape without Singh. I'm very interested to see what is going on. Obviously, this is the penultimate episode to the Mirror Master storyline, so we know that something interesting will be happening in this episode leading into episode 3. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys think about all of this. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.